but it actually looks kind of funny. I feel like I'm back working in retail. I did not know you could even put that back on. The game won't let me stack these pallets. In yesterday's video, I played Fallout 4, and while I mainly adventured, I picked the Red Rocket truck stop as my base of operations. Today, I want to make that base of operations really feel like a base and not a place covered in garbage. I want to build a big wall and invite a bunch of settlers to live there. This is how that went. I have to be very careful because I have scrap everything on, and with the wrong button, I could accidentally delete this entire building with a couple keystrokes, and I don't want to do that, so I just got to keep quick saving and be careful because one wrong move and everything's gone. My goal with scrapping is to delete anything that seems like garbage or a weed or is just generally too messy. I would delete this car, but it actually looks kind of funny, so I don't think I will. Right by the sign, there's 3 chairs I decided not to scrap because every settlement's probably gonna need chairs somewhere. Here's the first thing I end up building. Put a little bit of a block right there. I gonna keep these hedges there. I think they look kind of nice. That could have been bad. What just happened there was I picked up the whole building and was 1 keystroke away from accidentally deleting the whole thing. Right here, I'm trying to test if I can jump over these cars, but they're not making a good wall. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with these cars just yet, but I don't really want to scrap them. They're just too cool to get rid of. Here I start cleaning up some of the shrubs and trees outside of the base. You can see I'm getting an idea of what I want to use the cars for. Alright, I'm not sure what I'm going to put in the middle here, but I kind of like the cars flanking it. I think maybe I'll put some like shop stalls in here, like one here, here, and here. I'm nowhere near the point where I'd have shops, but I think that's a cool idea. These little domed things here are phone booths. I did not know you could even put that back on with this mod. Maybe we can center it better. Those phones don't work, by the way. I just think they look neat. These things are kind of cute. They might come in handy. Well, until we get shopped, this is going right around here. Put that there. Maybe bring this picnic table over. Looking like a little cookout spot. Bring some of these broken chairs. There you go. Isn't that nice? I think it's real nice. Now the inside of this building is going to need a bit more work. Now the outside's looking a lot better. The inside's still pretty crummy. We're getting a collection of mechanical things over here for moving stuff. Power jack and a dolly, nice, okay. Feel like I'm back working in retail, Jesus. I'm debating deleting this diner counter, but I'm not sure. I don't really want this cabinet here. I don't know what I'd put on it anyway. I'm not a fan of these cabinets either. This is like a unique radio I've never seen anywhere else though. And it's gone. Okay, whatever. Honestly, I won't move the cabinet just because that's a unique radio. I don't know where else you can find that. I would get rid of this terminal, but it actually has some unique data on it. So I think I'll keep it around. Alright, hey. That's looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. Could use a little bit more work in this garage. Can't be too careful. Gotta have an extinguisher around, you know? That extinguisher doesn't do anything mechanically, but it's the thought that counts. You'll see me move around these various workbenches, and sometimes I'll get on them, and that's just me checking that I can use them wherever I put them. I don't think I can delete that trash underneath the workshop, which is gonna bug me, but what are you gonna do? Gotta move this power armor. So these magazine racks are kind of interesting. What you can do is you can actually put magazines you've picked up from the world in them. I think it looks pretty neat. Right now we've only got the 3, but hey, that's pretty cool. There, that looks a bit better. Spacing out. Can't wait to fill this whole thing up. I've definitely had playthroughs where I filled like a whole one up and I had to start making more. That was fun. Really felt like you were getting places. So you might notice that this wall is pretty empty. My plan is to put, so over here I have a trunk with some weapons in it. What I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna make weapon plaques right here. Put all those weapons up. That'll be more fun to look at, right? There you go, that's something to look at. Here I go back to scrapping, but I find some pallets and a barrel I want to keep. It is irritating me that game won't let me stack these pallets. The pallets and the barrel don't do anything mechanically, but they're kind of neat to look at. In a moment, you'll see me moving a little doormat, and that's actually the fast travel location for this settlement. Okay, I'm looking around. Everything's starting to look pretty good. Pretty much cleaned up most of the garbage. My next thing to do is, I think we're gonna start building the wall. I'm just wondering where I'm gonna want it and how it's gonna look, but we'll see. I spend a bunch of time here trying to figure out how the wall is gonna exactly look, and you can see me trying out a bunch of different things. I spend a bunch of time here trying to build the wall with corner pieces that I don't realize are corner pieces, so they won't snap together correctly. So I like this one piece, I build part of the wall with it, and then I ask myself, do I want windows? But then I realize windows don't make a ton of sense for a defensive wall, so I go back to my original idea. Right here, I spend a ton of time trying to get the corners to work the way I like and get the wall to continue looking this way, but I realize it's a futile endeavor. Yeah, I can't figure out how to put this corner on, so I'm just gonna do some other type of wall for this little curve here. I'm gonna try and stay on this flat part, put a little wall along this flat part here where it's curved. Probably do a junk fence of some sort, and we'll figure something else new out when we get over there. I like this wall though, it feels a little bit more, feel like I'm in a bit of a compound over here. It's definitely not ready yet. I mean, we still got a lot of open space, but that's a good start, I think. There's a bunch of different junk fence pieces you can use, and I choose to use ones that have rubber. I just feel like it adds to the roadside gas station type feel. Getting kind of dark. Looks like we might need to take a little nap ski. So I build a bed back here and wait till morning. Then I just get right back to building the wall. As you can see here, I switch between 2 different junk fence sections, and that's because if I put the same one over and over again, it'd look too unreal. And if I use more than 2, I might lose my marbles. I don't want to spend all day doing this. Let's see how this looks from the outside, huh? I feel like right here is the perfect place to have our entrance gate. It's just, the road feels like it's, you can see like where the 200-year-old paint is somehow still there that it used to go in right here. So I think we'll have to put the gate right there. As you can see, when I first put the gate down, I have it opening inward. And I don't know much about defenses, but you probably want the gate to open outward so any potential attackers have a harder time breaking in. That's all just from an immersion standpoint though. When attackers come and attack this base in the game, all they have to do is walk up and interact with the gate and it will open, which is a little disappointing. As you can see now, I'm trying to do something new with the wall, though I'm not exactly sure what it's gonna look like. A problem I'm running into is that it's just not as flat as I would want it to be. New pieces of the building I want to add have a hard time snapping on. Any foundation I lay looks like it's floating, or perhaps it will be clipping into the ground too much. What I end up trying to go for here was a part of the wall that you could like stand on and shoot people from. But getting everything to look like it's connected is proving harder than I would hope. I want some half walls on top of the wall to work as cover for whoever's standing on it, but this game doesn't have any half walls, so I have to improvise. As you watch me troubleshoot this part of the wall, let me tell you something interesting. That gas price sign you see is actually a coolant price because all of the cars in this universe run on small nuclear reactors that need to have coolant. So I've built this this part of the wall is going to be like a little ramp tower where I can come up here and I can I can get a look around of everything. Honestly, it might be orientated the wrong way because at first I figured this just be part of the wall, right? But now I'm looking at it, it would be better if this was turned. Better if this was turned. If I put it on the end over here, it might be nicer if I had it lined up against this wall. I don't think, whatever this is, I don't think it's gonna work well right here. It won't feel perfectly good, but it was a good idea, I think. So to my dismay, I have to take down this little tower thing that took me 11 minutes to build and come up with. I try to come up with something else, but it also looks awkward. I'm having a hard time thinking of what to put next on the wall. Just gonna take a lap around and see how it looks right now. It's okay. I could actually put some roof over here, I think. Right here. Kind of bugs me that I can make that jump, but I don't think enemy are smart enough to be able to make that jump like I can. Okay, so at first I think just put the roof on. It ends up looking way better than I thought it would. Then I'm like, hey, you could probably stand on there. Let's get a ladder. Then I'm like, hey, you could probably stand on top of there. Let's get another ladder. Oh, this felt like a good upgrade, okay. This feels like nice and cozy in here. Feel nice and safe. And then you come up here and you can get all the way. We might be able to put stuff on the roof here, actually. That feels pretty good. Someday we might put defenses here, but honestly, it looks fine right now. I clean up the roof a little bit. Eventually, I get the confidence to start building more wall. Alright, I changed my mind on these construction barriers. They're becoming too much of a supernatural hazard to keep around. Anyway, the fence is looking really nice otherwise. We're getting close to, you know, there's the one end, here's the other. We're more than halfway done. I mean, honestly, that's the other end. We just need to connect that end to that end and the wall's done. Oh, like that. Put the 25-mile-per-hour sign like it's part of the wall there. Nice. No, we've really come a long way. This place is looking pretty nice. I feel like aesthetically, this is pretty much exactly where I want it as far as the walls and the interior of the base over here go. Everything's pretty much in order. Right now, I think all we're gonna look to do now is start setting up this as an actual settlement. Now that it looks pretty welcoming and pretty defensible. Now, in order to get settlers in this game, people to come live at your settlements, you gotta build a recruitment beacon, which requires power. Basically, a message just runs of your character saying, hey, got a little thing going on here. If you're down on, you know, if you need somewhere to stay, come on by. Man, if I had the aluminum, the windmills that you can build look really nice up here, but we don't have that right now. So we're gonna have to settle for a medium generator. And here comes the recruitment beacon. And pretty soon we should have some settlers. So what's nice about having your place walled off is that you will get attacked eventually. And when you only have one way in and out, that means that that's the only way enemies can come in and from. So we can prepare for that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up this turret. Oh, see, the number of people just ticked up. That means we got some settlers. we got some settler. So since they can only come in through that opening in the wall right there, I'm going to set up a turret right here. Maybe even a level 2 turret, because we have a gun nut efficiency. And this thing will be able to shoot anyone coming in. Got a pretty good feeling about it. Hey look, here's our first settler.
I don't think we've met yet. I wanted to personally thank you for giving us this opportunity. So, is there anything you need me to get started on?
Not right now. Thanks.
All right. Just let me know.
All right, and I also have a mod installed called Sims Settlements. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but apparently, you know, it automates the settlements a little bit more, makes them feel a little bit more alive. You'll come back and they'll have grown a little bit. So we're going to get into that right now. So this plot will apparently build a little home. So I'm not sure where exactly to put this. We got a couple people here. I feel like, you know, you want it to be sufficiently flat. I think this thing in the middle is cute, but it's kind of taking up a lot of our limited space. So I think I'll move these cars and use them as cover nearby the entrance. Gonna need to take a little nap. This plot needs power, so we're gonna string power lines across the top here. I put down a little farming plot right here. That'll grow food for people. Alright, this guy's got like a little house here now. That grew up, so that's interesting. Right here you can see me looking through all the different workbenches in the game, and I can't build any of the ones I want. Looks like to do everything I want to do, I'm gonna need some aluminum to build some weaponsmith and armorsmith stations so I can give these guys ideal weapons and armor. So I head over to Drumlin Diner to buy some aluminum.
Huh?
I don't know why raiders always spawn outside of Trudy's place. I don't know why that would be happening, but it does. Do a little bit of training. She doesn't have a ton of aluminum, but it is enough. Back to Red Rocket to figure out where to put my weaponsmith bench. Realize I don't have enough screws to build the armorsmith workbench. I'll do our level up real quick. Get next level engineering. Put the rest in a gunsmith. Nothing great, so we're gonna go for perception. Perception training, just increase perception by 1. Oh, we have 3 people now? What, we have 999 water. My theory about why it's 999 water is that it's actually -1. In computer language, -1 often means infinity. So I think the game's trying to express that. I can also tell it's negative because it's red, which means I need more. That's just my guess, though. It'll be a little tight in this corner, but, you know, this will fit. So I plopped down that other residential plot and a water pump, so I'm back in the green. Anyway, let's head back to Drumlin Diner to see if she's got enough screws for us. As with the aluminum, she doesn't have a ton of screws, but she does have enough. I head back home and plop down the armorsmith workbench. And once I have it down, I try getting a mining helmet that I like. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the red light helmet. Alright, that's a more normal color. I like this light over the Pip-Boy lamp thing. This feels a little bit more realistic. Alright, it seems as though in order to craft the items I want for my settlers, I'm gonna need more supplies. So, alright, so I think that's pretty much it, right? I was gonna adventure more today originally in my plan, but the video's already getting pretty long. So, I'm just gonna do a quick loot check-in, and then I'm gonna get some before and after shots, I think. So, we'll do that. Alright, loot check-in. This is where we check my progress through the game. Let's start with junk, which is a term for all crafting components. In the last video, I ended with 269 weight worth of junk. And in this one, I'm ending with 2,477. That's a 2,208 increase. That makes a lot of sense though, as I scrapped a lot of things around the base. Most of that weight is common components like cloth, steel, and wood. Earlier in this video, I was running out of things like aluminum and screws, so I'm not as well off as that number would suggest. Now for caps, the currency of this game. Last video I ended with 908 caps, and now I have 730. Not surprising, the only caps related thing I did was buy Drunk from Trudy. Lastly, I went from level 7 to level 8. Didn't get a ton of XP, but I did get some from building things. Alright, on to the before and after.
Got a dangerous look about you.